So guys, this is the Canon EOS RP with the kit lens 24 to 105mm f4 on the new Zhiyun Weebill-S. And as for balancing and the mounting purposes, I barely took about 5 to 7 minutes to get this heavy setup on the Zhiyun Weebill-S, much faster than mounting it on the DJI Ronin SC. In terms of filming short people like this, my two kids, this style of filming, because you can put the handle right on top here, you can easily bring it down to their waist level, to your waist level, get nice low shots so that you can easily get nice low shots when you are shooting this kind of targets. It's so smooth, it's so smooth, it's really great. The moment I plugged in the cable, the EOS RP automatically connected to the Zhiyun Weebill app, even without having to connect manually under the navigation button of the Weebill-S. So in my previous video, I did a step-by-step tutorial on the Panasonic G9. In this tutorial, I'm going to do a step-by-step setup on the Canon EOS RP with the kit lens, the 24 to 105mm f4 RF lens on the Zhiyun Weebill-S. Previously, in my other video on the DJI Ronin SC with the Canon EOS RP with the kit lens setup, the DJI Ronin SC was not able to be mounted on the DJI Ronin SC, which really sucked. This was my first full frame camera. I brought it home, pretty excited to actually mount this EOS RP on the DJI Ronin SC, which is really nice. But unfortunately, without having to purchase additional stuff such as small rig counterweights or even the Manfrotto quick adjustment plate, the one that comes with the Zhiyun Weebill-S, that quick adjustment plate, without having to purchase those to get the EOS RP to work on my Ronin SC, I actually had to mount my EOS RP in a very unique manner in order to get it balanced on the Ronin SC. If you want to see how I did that hack mount setup on the EOS RP on the DJI Ronin SC, I will leave the link in the description for you to check out how I actually did the mounting. That hack mount, one thing to take note, is not recommended for long usage. It will overheat and damage the motors, so each time filming I always recommend 10 to 15 minutes max before you let the motors rest in that hack mounting method. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video. These are the parts required to mount your Canon EOS RP on the Zhiyun Weebill-S. So starting off with the quick release plate. This quick release plate actually comes like this. All you gotta do is to firstly unscrew the lens support, separate that so that it's easier for you, set it aside. And for this quick release plate, is actually a special kind of quick release plate whereby it can be split into two. So firstly, turn it around, unscrew this black knob over here, unscrew it. Once you've unscrewed it enough, push this metal side like that, and then once you push it in, you can actually release the top and split it into two. Because the Canon EOS RP's lens, kit lens, the 24 to 105mm f4 lens is extremely big. You can see it from the side view. The lens is pretty huge for the EOS RP body. You have to use the camera riser. So all you gotta do, get out your camera riser and then take one of the metal screws and screw it in at the top here. You can actually see that the hole is slightly bigger. Just take one of the screws and screw that into that slightly bigger hole. And make sure that the threads come out on top like this. For the quick release plate, same thing. If you turn it around at the top where the 0 is, the hole is slightly bigger. Take two screws and screw them both in and let it slide. Just like that. So screw that in, make sure the threads come out on top, and then you're all set. Next, get a coin or a screwdriver, because we will be needing to screw in these screws. So these screws, you can just very simply get a coin, which is much easier to carry around. Get a coin, and last of all, for the Canon EOS RP, the Canon EOS RP actually uses a USB Type-C port, which I'm going to show you right now. Just open up, and over here you can see that it is a USB Type-C port, and the port on the Zhiyun Weebill-S, I'm going to show you right now, is actually a micro USB port for the Zhiyun Weebill-S. Because the Canon EOS RP is using a USB Type-C port, you got to get out this cable which states micro USB to Type-C. So get this cable out and then we're all set to go. Okay, so first of all, get your Canon EOS RP. Take off the lens cap, turn it upside down like this. And all you need to do right now is take your camera riser. You can put your EOS RP upside down if you want. Get your camera riser and get your coin. And all you gotta do is to screw your camera riser into the bottom like this and make sure that it's flushed. So what I like to do is just line it up with the back of the lens like this, so it's nice and flushed, and also so that because this lens is really huge, you can get more of your quick adjustment plate supporting the lens together with the lens support. But if you are using a rather small setup, you can actually just adjust it any way that you want that fits. But for this big camera setup, in order to get backing for the body and as well as enough support for the lens, just make sure that it's flush. Once it's flush, hold it down like this, so when you tighten it as much as possible, it doesn't move. So like that. So you need to screw in these screws really tightly, because heavy camera setups tend to move around a bit once you start mounting. So just make sure that it's really tight so it won't slide off. So that's number one. So we got it done. Next up, get your quick release plate, and over here you can see two holes at the bottom of your camera riser. So all you gotta do, same thing, the lens support hole is over here. The lens support hole, so the lens support hole will be facing the camera lens. And then all you gotta do is take these two screws and screw it to the bottom. So I'm just going to turn it upside down so that's easier. So just make sure that the screws are in line with the hole, and then you got to screw it in bit by bit on either side like this. Because if you screw in one of them, the other one will be difficult to screw in. So get it all the way, push it all the way to the front. Like I said, we want to get as much support to this giant lens as possible. Once you've got it screwed in, now you can use your coin or your screwdriver and tighten it as much as possible again. Screw it in until it's really tight. So it should look like this. And the last thing to do is to put on the lens support. For your lens support, you can see the hole over here. Just get this metal piece, put it in like this. Make sure that it is in the hole, and make sure that your lens support is touching your lens. And if you can reach, I don't think you can reach, but you can just use your thumb like that, hold one side of the lens support against, make sure that it's flush against the lens. Then take the screw and screw it in to the hole. Before tightening it fully, make sure both sides of the lens support are against the lens. So you put it like this, and then you can just make sure that it's tight as well, and just make sure that the lens support is touching the lens, and tighten it as much as possible, and we're done. So setting up is pretty easy. So once the lens support is in, the last piece is the bottom half of the quick adjustment plate. So for this, same thing as how you took it out. All you gotta do is press this silver button over here. Press this silver button in, and make sure that it snaps in place. Just push it in, push the silver knob over here in, and then just snap it into place. And then on this side, the screw, you gotta push the screw in and then turn the screw to tighten it. Yep, and make sure that it's really tight. And that's about it basically. Very easy and quick to set up on the Weebill-S. So next up, we're gonna go to the Weebill-S over here. I'm gonna put the camera aside. So for your Weebill-S, if you don't know how to actually unlock the axis, all you gotta do is start off with this axis at the top here. They are all highlighted, actually painted in red, so it's easy. So just snap this to the unlock, snap this to the unlock, and if you turn it around on this axis over here, push it down to unlock. Next up, turn the gimbal towards you. Make sure that the dial and the LCD is facing you. like this. So open it up and then relock all three of the axes, and make sure that it's opened up like this with the Zhiyun where it's facing you. Tilt the roll and the pan axis, so make sure that the pan axis is facing you. And then all you got to do next up is on this part over here, if yours is locked, make sure to unlock both of them. There are two knobs over here, as you can see. So the first knob, make sure that if it's yours is on the left, make sure you flip it to the right to unlock it. And for this as well, if yours is locked like this, make sure that it flip it to the left so that you can easily move this plate over here. So make sure that it is in this manner whereby it is unlocked before putting on the camera, the EOS RP. So grab your EOS RP, and then easy as that, just slide it on. And then once you slide it on, this silver button over here, just press it in so that you can continuously move the quick adjustment plate all the way in. So because this camera setup is really heavy, I actually did the mounting yesterday for the EOS RP with this kit lens, the 24-105. You can actually just shift the whole camera all the way to the front until it reaches the maximum, and then you can just lock it like that. Right now we're going to do the tilt axis first. Okay, so we're going to do the tilt axis first, and we have to unlock the tilt axis, which the tilt axis lock is over here highlighted in red. So just unlock that, and then it is currently back heavy. So like I said, we pushed it all the way to the front just now. So we gotta unlock this. If yours is locked, we gotta unlock the lever here. And then we gotta, since it's back heavy, we gotta push it slightly to the front. Just like that, just slightly to the front. Maybe on the marker here is about 0.3, 0.2. And once it stays like this without you balancing, just tighten it slowly. And yep, so we got this axis done pretty fast. And right now we're gonna unlock this axis over here on the roll axis. Just unlock that. Sometimes it's a little bit hard. Alright, so right now you can see that it's too heavy to the right. It's flipping to the right. So if your lever underneath the quick adjustment plate is locked, make sure you unlock it by flipping it to the left. Then you can actually shift your camera slowly over to the left, and then make sure that it's balanced. Right now it's still too heavy on the right. Shift it a little bit more. It's a bit heavy to the left right now, and slightly to the right heavy, so I'm going to shift it 1 millimeter, and then we're done. So once you're happy with that, the lever underneath here, flip it to the right to tighten it like this. Flip it all the way to the right, make sure that it's tight, and it should sit. So we got this, the front and back done, and we got the right to left done as well. So next up we're gonna do upwards direction. So we have to unlock this knob over here. As you can see, this knob, just unscrew that to loosen it, and then you got to shift the whole plate. Right now you can see that it is front heavy, so I'm going to shift it up slightly. Just shift the whole plate like that. Shift it too much. Now it's back heavy. Shift it all the way until it stays like this. And then just tighten it as much as possible, and then we're done. So the last axis we're going to do is, if you flip your gimbal to the right, we're going to do the pan axis right now. Unlock the pan axis over here at the bottom. Okay, for the pan axis, what I like to do is flip it up 45 degrees, and if it stays, means it's balanced. If yours rolls back like this, just loosen the knob at the bottom. Loosen the knob, and then you can either shift it forwards or backwards until you are happy. So if it doesn't balance, it sort of will be something like this. So if I flip it up to the right, if it's not balanced, you'll see it move slightly, or sometimes a lot. You can see it moving, so we're not happy with that. Let's shift it a bit forward, and then 45 degrees, and it stays, and we're done. So pretty easy to set this up. on the Weebill-S. So we got it ready. The last part is to actually just plug in the cable. So this part, you're gonna take note, the angle side, the micro USB part goes into the gimbal over here. Under the tilt axis, there's the USB, micro USB port. So let's plug it in, and the other part of the wire goes into the USB Type-C port of your EOS RP, and then we're done. So now we're gonna power on the gimbal first, and then we're gonna power on the EOS RP. So right now you can see at the bottom here is actually indicating f4.0, means if the aperture shows over here below, means that your camera is successfully connected to your Weebill-S. On certain occasions, it may be your camera is compatible with the Weebill-S. Unfortunately, your lens is not supported. If your lens is not compatible with the Weebill-S, you will not see the aperture indicated here. But if you press the record button, it will still activate the video button on your camera. So sometimes, like I just tested out my Sigma 16mm f1.4 on my A6500. The A6500 body does connect to the Weebill-S and everything works as per normal. But the Sigma 16mm lens is not compatible, so you won't see the aperture and you cannot change the aperture if you wanted to. Yeah, basically that's about it. If you plug in your EOS RP and it doesn't connect, here's what you do. Okay, so if your EOS RP is not connected, if you don't see the aperture, or if you don't see that camera icon at the top left, basically what you gotta do is you have to press this dial over here. You just need to press the down button to get to your menu, rotate the wheel to the right, press the right button, and make sure there's a whole list of different camera brands. Make sure yours is pointed to Canon, basically the first option. And to select Canon, press the right button as well. You'll see waiting and the tick. So basically that's it. So if you want to use the electronic pull focus wheel as well, make sure that your lens firstly is compatible. Secondly, change your camera lens to manual focus. Then you can go down to wheel, hit the right button, go down to function, press the right button and go to e-focus. And then hit the left to go back. And then I covered this in the previous video, but I'm just going to show you this anyway. If you want to change your aperture, just rotate the dial downwards to decrease the aperture. And if you want to increase the aperture, just rotate it to the left. So mine is an f1.4 maximum, but you can change your aperture on the dial. If you press to the right, you will get your shutter speed. Same thing, you can increase or decrease the shutter speed by rotating the wheel. If you flip it one more to the right, you can actually set your ISO. I'm just gonna leave it at auto. And then last of all will be the white balance. You can either increase or decrease the white balance, so that's pretty cool. And then you can press the record button and it will start recording on your EOS RP. So basically that's it. If you want to see all the features, I will leave the link in the description. Basically I will show you what each of these buttons all around this Zhiyun Weebill-S does. So right now we are in PF mode and the Canon EOS RP automatically connected without any issue, shooting at automatic mode.
Mommy, do you have
See, got 1, 2, 3 total.
Shooting at f4. Tristan, come here. Wrong.
Dog. Where are you?
Dog? There's no dog. Come, Dawson. You wanna walk? There?
There.
Okay, come, Dawson, walk there alone. Run.
Put the hand.
careful.
We head somewhere. I don't want to head back here. I want to head back here.
Because I don't want to fall down here.
So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Canon EOS RP with the 24 to 105mm kit lens. So you can see it's so much easier and faster to set up this kind of front heavy setup compared to actually doing it on the DJI Ronin SC. So my next video will be on the Sony a6500 with the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. I'm actually going to do that particular setup just because I just wanted to show you what the interface looks like when you are using a compatible camera with a non-compatible lens. So please subscribe, hit the notifications button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.